Okay, so this video is a few things that you did not know about Buddhism, and I guess some people are watching this video thinking anything you're gonna tell me now, I already know, or maybe you're intrigued, or maybe you're genuinely thinking, okay, tell me what I don't know. Okay, so let me tell you the first thing. Buddhism is a Western world. It's not from Asia. Did you know that? The term was coined by Western scholars in the early 1800s, actually. Buddhism was called the religious system founded by the Buddha in India in 1801. Next, Buddhism is not one religion. Many of you will know this because Buddhism is often treated as a single religion, and I know that is the same for Christianity, for Islam. If anybody knows anything about religions, there are differences in regions, in variations, in culture, in you know. So it will be more accurate to actually say that Buddhism is a family of beliefs and religions that share things in common and characteristics, with the unifying thing being the Dharma, which, as you will know, is the teachings of the Buddha. Another interesting one, Buddhism is a minority religion in India, okay? Many of you will know that Buddhism, the origins of the Buddha, he was born in India, what is now Nepal, but at that time was India. Now, although Buddhism has originated in India, we will more specifically call the birthplace Nepal, and less than 1%, think about that, 1% of the whole country identify as followers of Buddhism. That is so small. China, according to estimates, has around half of the world's Buddhist population living there. This is a country where religion is apparently not allowed, right? You know that, right? Now, Thailand, 93% of the population identify as Buddhist. In Japan, 9%. Only around 1.4% of the world's Buddhists live in countries that are outside of Asia. Next fact for you, and a lot of you will know this. So you know that big fat laughing guy, that big fat smiley chubby statue Buddha? Well, that's not Buddha. That does not represent Buddha. That it's known as the laughing Buddha. A lot of people see it. It's actually a 10th century Chinese monk. It was named Buddhai, and according to the historical accounts, he was a pot-bellied monk who would wander around from village to the village, carrying a big heavy sack over his shoulder. He was loved by children, by animals, by the poor, but he was loved by everybody. And he would give them rice and sweets from his sack. And on his deathbed, when he was dying, he wrote a poem in which he revealed himself as the avatar of the Maitreya, a deity who's also known as a future Buddha. So over time, the Buddha became a subject of popular devotion. I mean, he still is now. A lot of people confuse that character with Buddha. His large belly and sack are believed to represent abundance, and he's included in the 7 lucky gods in Japan and the Zen Buddhism. At some point in history, it became some kind of Patreon of restaurants and shops and stores. Basically, anything you sell, if you put him there, it's going to bring you some good luck. Like it will be like it will make the cash tills bang. Now, here's my next thing you may not know about Buddhism. If you travel to a South Asian country, especially Thailand, your tourist souvenirs might get you in big shit. Okay? It is illegal to take any Buddhist statues, ornaments, amulets outside of the country. It's illegal to purchase them because money should never be used to purchase a sacred item. And finally, every time you will hear the story of the Buddha, you will hear that he was a prince. He was not an actual prince. He's described as this often. Storytelling goes like this. Like, we have the term in the West, Chinese whispers, when you tell somebody something and they add something and the story changes. He was not an actual official prince. Yes, he was from a wealthy family, an affluent family, but he wasn't born into any official royalty. There is nothing that proves that. Nothing. It is more likely that Buddha was just, as he said, a normal human guy. Not a god, not a prince. He had a status that was probably similar to a regional leader or a village tribal chief. You know, an important kind of family. You know these kind of people. You know them yourself. They've got wealth, they've got money, they've got influence. So he was probably that. And I'm going to end on that note. If you've learnt something from this, I'm glad. If you haven't, cool. I would really like people to start making this channel come alive. Put some stuff in the comments. Keep me motivated. Keep me going. Because I've got so many stories I want to tell you. And one really important one is a personal one about my actual family. I've traced my family back now over 600 years. And I've got a very interesting story to tell about that. But I'm not going to do it until this channel gets busy, gets likes, and gets some love, okay? Big up. Thank you for listening.